Namaste, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, sir. How are you?
It's fine, fine. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, all participants, and welcome to the Bridging the World Multidisciplinary International Conference. Welcome for this conference. Let us share our thoughts on this common platform. Let me share my screen. We have prepared a small presentation. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bridging the World, the Multidisciplinary International Conference. Today is the 26th, the very auspicious day. About the organization, Max Team University, it's a registered trademark of our firm, and the firm is registered in India as well as in the USA. We are ISO 9001 2015 IF registered organization, and the meaning of Max Team University is M stand for Management, Commerce, Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics, and Online Education. We have signed MOU with Upgrad and HeroWare, and we are growing day by day. About the conference, why we have thought about this and what is our goal. The International Conference on Bridging the World Multidisciplinary Research Conference brings together researchers, academic professionals, students from across the globe and exchange their innovative idea across diverse field of the study. This unique event is designed to foster cross-disciplinary dialogues, encourage collaborative research, and bridging the gap between academic and interdisciplinary. As the world facing complex challenges that defy conventional boundaries, this conference will aim to create the dynamic platform where knowledge from the all the multidisciplinary sectors like science, technology, humanitarian, arts, business, social science, etc., will be covered and have the meaningful insights on that. Objectives of the conference to provide the global platform in the multidisciplinary research to encourage the network and collaborative among these researchers, scholars, and practitioners to promote cross-disciplinary, multidisciplinary, as well as interdisciplinary understanding and the innovation and research in the respective field to showcase the emerging research and its practical implications across the globe. We are having academic partnerships with a UGC approved Pune University affiliated college, Mahatma Phule Bastigra's Mahatma Phule MP College. We welcome them on the behalf of Western as well as Max Team University. Call for Papers Partnership. It's a easy chair. We have received almost 100 plus papers across the different fields from which we have scrutinized these papers and then it will be published in our international journal. Now, this is the schedule for today's. I already given my address. Now we welcome keynote speaker for the day, Dr. P.K. Rajput, Dr. Raghavan Belur, Professor Meenal Wagh, Dr. Anjum Qureshi, Dr. Hemant Tawle, Professor Karthikeyan Soundarajan, and Dr. Tushar Dagde. This is the sequence of presentation. Dr. Divesh Kumar, Dr. Srisha Nanduri, Karthikeyan, Dr. Akanksha Navle, Harnojit, Professor Sibaram Panda, he's from USA. Mr. Dheeraj Boduf, he's from USA. Dr. Sampurna Guha, Professor Deepak Narke, Professor Nair Ashwin, Deepak Narke, sorry, the number got, name got double, repeated ones. Dr. Kishore Kumar Das, Dr. Hemant Tawle, Professor Meenal Wagh, Dr. Mohit Tiwari, Professor Aditya Nalawade, and Professor Pooja Nalawade. This is our international journal. Global Frontiers, Journal of Multidisciplinary Research and Innovation. We have received a EISSN from USA, and it will be ready by end of this month. And thank you. Let us start it. Hope you have liked my presentation, and let us start it one by one. I request Dr. P.K. Rajput to inaugurate the session and start.
So thank you so much. Very, very good evening to you and all the incredible members who have joined and the members who are going to present the paper. The conference which we are talking as a prelude of this when we are talking to each other, this conference is going to create a new waves in the coming time. Because what you said about it, it is very true. The people from the industry, they are joining the academia, and the building of the industry and academia is going to make a great difference. So it is my distinct pleasure to welcome all the wonderful people to the hybrid conference organized by Maxstrom University, and my sincere respect and gratitude to you, Dr. Kumar Dutt sir, that the amount of work which you are doing it and ensuring that we should be building the thing which is really required for the future, and we should be there in the one of the best team in the coming time entire globe. Today, as we gather to celebrate the spirit of the collaboration innovation that defines our pursuit of the knowledge through bridging the world's multidisciplinary research conference. What a wonderful word which you have coined it, bridging worlds and the multidisciplinary research conference. Really salutations to you. I can say here, in a world that is increasingly interconnected, we recognize the challenges which we face, be it is in the health, environment, technology, or social justice, cannot be effectively addressed through a single discipline. That's the reason multidiscipline is required. So this conference embodies the essence of the cross-pollination of ideas, presentations where diverse perspectives comes together to ensure creative solutions. As we dwell into the theme of bridging worlds, I invite all the participants to reflect on the unique role that multidisciplinary research plays in shaping our understanding of complex issues. Rather, we can say we will learn from you, because out of the 100 papers which have been received, couple of the papers have been selected. So 100% we all are going to learn from each other. And that's why we say by collaborating across disciplines, we all can harness the collective intelligence and creativity necessary to tackle these pressing challenges in the various segments. So when you have written this bridging world, what does it mean to bridging world? It was coming in my mind that it means breaking down the silos that often exist within academia and the professional practice. It means ensuring an environment where diverse ideas are welcomed and the collaboration is not only encouraged but celebrated. I repeat, not encouraged but celebrated. And today we are celebrating that. It is about recognizing that each discipline contribute a unique lens through which we can view and understand the complexity of our this beautiful world. As we embark on this journey together, let us keep in this mind the word of Sir Albert Einstein. He said about it, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. So we have to change. That's the reason this meeting is there. Let us embark on this journey together, weaving a tapestry of knowledge that reflects the richness of our collective expertise. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And we all look forward to the inspiring dialogues, presentation that will unfold throughout this conference in the coming today and in the coming time as well. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful insights. Thank you very much. I request Raghavan D. Belur, sir, to provide the few insights as well as enlighten this entire plan.
Happy evening to one and all. Thanks a lot for this particular opportunity to Kumar Dutt sir. And always the inspirational words is there from Rajput sir to the young generation. I know he is much younger to all of us, because the energy Rajput sir carries. See, if we take, I mean, the today's this particular thing, the bridging worlds is nothing but connecting the people. And when we talk about connecting the people, I don't know which part of the thing that where Rajput sir was belonging, and he was not knowing where I was belonging to. We got connected through one particular bridge, and that bridge is so strong. I can say that bridge is nothing else other than Dr. Kumar Dutt sir. So if at all, if I can get any chance of naming any particular bridge, I can always say that Dr. Kumar Dutt sir has bridged and connected many people in this professional journey. So bridging worlds, connecting people will be much better thing. So here I just wanted to take, when we are talking about 2-3 things. Number one, when we are talking about the multidisciplinary program, that today's scenario, what has been given as a topic. So why multidisciplinary thing? So it is not only just concentrating only on the technical or only on the non-technical thing, or it's only on any one particular subject. So it has been given wide and diversified things. Why we need these diversified things when we are looking at as a part of the multidisciplinary? This is where actually it reflects directly on any individual who is a leader. When I'm talking about a leader, there is no gender specific, or there is no gender discrimination also, whether it could be a male or whether it could be a female. It could be Narayan Murthy, or it could be Indra Nooyi, or it could be Kiran Mazumdar Shaw also. So all things it will run. So the leadership style that changes and that transforms the people across. How it transforms across is one simple thing. They are concerned with the emotions. They are concerned with the values. They are concerned with the ethics. They are concerned with the standards, and they always have the long-term goals. Similarly, in this particular group, again, in today's the topic or this particular discussion, I just connect Dr. Kumar Dutt sir. It is not because of any exaggeration or any other thing. Just a few minutes back also I was mentioning, the continuous effort from Dr. Kumar Dutt sir for any program or any this one, he is always there. And the first thing, he will always have that emotions. When I was mentioning about the concern with the emotions, what is that emotion? He will be always having the human touch, and he wants to reach out to the last person, whether the person is really interested or not. Still, he creates that interest in that person to come and join in that particular group, and that makes that group very well, and it will be taken care from there. And when we talk about the values or the ethics of the group, whether it is a MEXTEM or whether any other groups which has been formed till today, so every time, the new visions and the new goals, everything which has been clearly mentioned, and as per that, especially when it comes into part of the time management, I'm damn sure that he is the last person to accept the compromisation in the time management. If he says 7, it is 7. That's it. There is no other second thought. And that shows the commitment. The next part, when we are talking about the transformational thing related to the leaders, they always feel accountability. See, it is not that today I can also become the captain of Indian cricket team, but whether I am accountable or whether I can able to give what is being expected for. No or yes. That is where that accountability which will be having. And for that, how much of motivation as a self, we talk about motivation, we talk about self-confidence, so many things. So everything, it has to start from an individual. So it is not just to satisfy someone's needs, or it is not just to satisfy someone's pressure. Like, for example, very recently I have visited to one of the institution. I was addressing to the medical and paramedical students. So I was just asking them, how many of you have joined here, or how many of you have took the admission here because of the pressure from your parents? Because they do not wanted to join into medical because their parents wanted them to join into the medical. And this is where that particular difference which will make. You join for some particular course, you grow in that particular course so that you will be able to achieve something. When you are doing it for someone else, so at that time you will be reaching only half the way. So again, wishing all the best to the today's presentation ceremony, and today's the people whoever is presenting today their papers. Wishing you all the best. Wishing all the best to Kumar Dutt sir team and the Bridging Worlds team as well. Thanks a lot for this opportunity again.
Thank you very much, sir, for being the part as well as giving the thoughtful insights. Thank you very much. I request Professor Meenal Wag to provide insights about Bridging the World, the Multidisciplinary Research Conference.
Thank you, Kumar Dutt, sir. First of all, very good evening to everyone, and it's an honor to be a part of this huge platform wherein we have many learned people around. I wanted to just speak a little bit about one of the sectors in India, that is retail sector. It really excited me whenever I read something about it, how it has grown over the period of time, how India is dynamically moving from, being a very traditional store oriented concept to a modern retailing, how it has moved over, how the share of that particular sector has moved. I mean, I think some 2-3 years back it was just around 18 to 20%. Now by the end of this year it will be almost around 30%. How the investments are growing over the period of time, so it has always created curiosity in me to know more and more about it. If we talk about almost the pre 1990s era, how we had these normal kirana stores that were so unorganized, which were purely cash based, and they were very limited product range that were there, and the entire consumer behavior was completely driven by simple necessity, price, and basic convenience. Now how things have changed. It has moved on to become more and more organized, especially after the economic liberalization. You must have seen the start of stores, departmental stores like Shoppers Stop. You have Pantaloons. Um, there is a huge growth of retail malls also. Departmental stores are there. Specialty chain is there. So this is all again because of the urban middle class, which is again they are having their increasing disposable income, because of which it seemed to be a very lucrative sector for everyone. Moving on, I think then we witnessed the e-commerce evolution also somewhere between 2010 2015, wherein there was the entry of companies like Flipkart. Then Amazon came. Flipkart took that opportunity and it exited by, it did the right exit, because it knew that, Amazon has come and what is going to happen next. Then again, there's a lot of spur of online payment system, which helped in boosting this entire, growth of this sector. Then we have your mobile apps that are there today. The again, logistics has also advanced, in its own way, because of which retail sector got that kind of that growth. If we talk of a gist of during the e-commerce revolution, as I can see, it's more about discounts. It's more about, again, making those, having a convenient shopping, or probably having more and more wide variety of products available, just at the just at your mouse, you click of the mouse, it is possible. So all of this, and especially because of the penetration of smartphones in India, this e-commerce revolution has really again driven the growth of the overall sector. Then I think if we talk of today's date, we have omni channels. It's not just about physical stores today, but we have online stores which are available. There's data. A lot of personalization is happening, because of which, again, retailers have started, creating an experiential marketing, and giving the customer service a next level experience to them, wherein you have both online and offline channels that are available. So whether it is Reliance Retail, whether it is Tata Click, you talk of these and these quick commerce, these subscription models, all of these things are, available. We also have the concept of hyper local delivery today. So these are all advancement, because of which, there has been a shift from retailing to the model retailing. Even if we speak of COVID, for that matter, we saw that there was this digital boom that was there, which was again a combination of physical as well as digital. So today it has become a norm. This digital strategy has become a norm. If you talk of Reliance JioMart, or if you speak of any such big supermarket, they have done partnerships with small kirana stores, and they are trying to increase the revenue streams and are trying to reach out to tier 1 and tier 2 cities. So speaking about overall trends, if we speak of consumer personalization, I think that has been one of the reason, which is possible because of the AI driven experiences which is given by the retail sector. There's a lot of sustainable practices also that are ongoing in this entire sector. For example, ethical sourcing has started. To talk of even creating a physical structure, infrastructure, a lot of sustainable practices come into picture, wherein carbon, how to go ahead and reduce the CO2 gas emissions. Those initiatives are also being taken care of. And with the rise of this social commerce, again, it's again a kind of sustainable practice only, wherein you're reaching out to masses, wherein shopping is happening online and nothing is happening per se much of physically. You have WhatsApp, you have Instagram. They are all the reasons why the rise of social commerce is possible. Then even in retail sector per se, the technological advancement has gone to a next level. Whether you speak of those barcodes, whether you speak of the entry and exit, wherein security, camera surveillance, all of this is becoming more and more stringent, which is actually required, considering it as a safe environment for any customer to enter into. So overall, if you look at it, the omni-channel and the technological integration phase has come into picture in India, wherein retailers have started blending both physical as well as digital touch points, wherein anybody can go ahead. If today I want to buy something online, that is also possible. So there's a concept called as BOPIS, which is nowadays going on, which says buy online and purchase in store. So wherein you go ahead and browse first online, you go through certain websites, you look at the products. Say if I want to go and check what's there in Zara, what is Zara providing me, so I can just go there, I can just browse through, and then I can actually go to the store and buy. Or it could be the other way out also. So this concept is also doing the rounds, and it is really creating a lot of comfort and convenience for the consumer especially. And then nowadays, retailers are also trying to bring in a lot of more sustainable practices in order to bring in more and more flexibility and personalization. If you specifically speak of urban customers, you know that the millennials and the they have money. All they look forward is to have a great experience and a great memory that they can carry forward. There's a surge in smartphone usage. So all of this again clearly shows that there is a technological penetration that is happening. The e-commerce giants are pushing in their ways and are generating various revenue streams and are doing great in their own, be it Amazon, be it Flipkart, be it Myntra, or for that matter, even Meesho. Meesho is also now for middle class people. Again, Meesho is a great app. You can see that there are a lot of affordable products, and at a very okay quality. You will get it at a very, very cheaper rate. So all these things has basically enabled retail sector to explore and bring in new and new formats into itself, like departmental stores or probably hypermarkets or hyper malls were not there some 3 decades ago, but they are very much a part of it. And there was a time wherein retail malls were getting extinct. There were articles wherein you could see that they are getting shut down because of low sales. People are not coming to the stores, especially during the COVID. This created it was a mandate that you can't go outside. So all of this brought a lot of losses to the retail malls, but they have again spurged back by creating an experiential marketing, by creating an experience for the customers. So they are also here to stay, and the omni channel is also here to stay. All they are doing is they are making a combination of it and are trying to create a great memory and trying to create markets for themselves. So the same thing can be taken up by the small retailers as well. It's important that the small retailers need to learn and understand as to today how the segment is, and
Yeah,
delivered
totally
the
agree.
services accordingly.
Yeah.
That's very, very important. So that's a takeaway from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very insightful insights on the retail sector. Really liked and love it. Thank you very much, ma'am. There is
Thank you.
small change. Now we'll start with the presentation. Then once again we'll come back to Professor Hemant Dave as well as to Professor Tushar Dagde sir. Just wait for a few minutes. We'll start with the presentations. We have Dr. Divyesh Kumar and Dr. Srisha Nanduri. Yeah, over to you.
Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Can you just put it on the full screen, please, if you don't mind,
Yes,
doctor?
yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you are very much audible.
Very good evening to the professors from India and good morning to the professors from US. I'm here by Dr. Sirisha and my friend Dr. Divyesh Kumar. We are presenting some of our random thoughts on the influence of behavioral bias on investment decisions. Before that, just thought of starting a small anecdote. So, for example, I remember the professor from B School from Jain University from Bangalore. If I offer a pouch, a yellow colored pouch, and I ask how much you will bid, okay, the students, we did this exercise with our students. If I ask them this pouch and bidding exercise, they will just, randomly they will tell 100 rupees, 1,000 rupees, and not more than that. But if in place of myself, if the professor is from the US like you, or if the professor is from Harvard, the same pouch, I think they may be ready to pay it for 10,000 rupees. So we did some random experiment. So what is it that people are looking for an investment or for the bidding purpose? In this contest, we will present our thoughts about the behavioral biases on investment decisions. As we all know, the father of behavioral finance, Warren Buffett, says the most important quality for an investor is the temperament, not intellect. And we all know we are a fluid of the reflections of our growth experiences that are surrounding our environment. In this context, the field of finance has gone an significantly paradigm shift, from the past few decades, especially if you look at it, the emergence of behavioral finance in the context of efficient market hypothesis and rational expectations theory. It has almost challenged the modern portfolio theory as well as the capital asset pricing model. And the events like dot-com bubble, the global financial crisis, they try to explain the real world investor behavior, but literally it has got the insights incorporating from psychology, finance, and cognitive science. During this contest, we wanted like to examine the impact of behavioral biases such as overconfidence, anchoring, loss aversion, herd behavior, and would like to see from the literature what are the most dominant behavioral biases that influence the investment patterns and how it's been addressed by the various academic in literature. If you look at this as a secondary source material, uh, and we all know the cycle of market emotions like optimism to the anxiety, the fear, and then the point of maximum financial risk to the reward. We'll see that. Okay. If we look at the entire literature based on secondary data analysis, we saw that overconfidence lets investors to overestimate their knowledge, their predictive abilities, and the accuracy of the information. Similarly, we have one more bias, which is the anchoring bias, where investors rely too heavily on the uh, initial piece of information, which we call them as a hook, the anchor while making the decisions, whether the information is irrelevant or flawed. In the previous case, if we look at it, the yellow pouch and the professor, the designation from where the demography, it matters a lot. It matters a more important and leads to the suboptimal decision making. And there is one more field called as a herd behavior. Almost you know that what does a herd mean, how herd behavior in the stock market, we continuously see this, and how the gold, is behaving, gold prices are behaving erratically. So this paper is just theoretical approach to understand the influences of behavioral bias in these four parameters we experienced. And overconfidence has negatively impacts the portfolio performance. Okay. And whereas anchoring loss aversion, which is derived from the prospect theory, Kahneman and proposed that individual experience the pain of loss more accurately than the pleasure of the gains. And there is an anchoring bias. Just now we discussed it skews the investment valuations and expectations, leading to suboptimal decisions. And herd behavior reflects the tendency of the individuals to the mimic of the actions of a larger group. Overall, and there is one more behavior is called the disposition effect. It is slowly linked to the behavior of the regret and the counterfactual thinking, where the investors anticipate regret from realizing losses. If you look at it, our data analysis, we can see that overconfidence bias is a significant determinant of the investment behavior. So it tends to overestimate the knowledge, underestimate the risk, and overtrade, leading to the inferior returns. It is also saying analyzed with it reinforces the thoughts of Barber and Odeon in 2001 and and Kumari and Mahakod in 2015. Another dominant bias we have seen through several secondary data is the anchoring, where individuals rely heavily on the initial reference point, like past stock prices, past experiences, while making the financial decisions. So what does it happen? It delays the rational adjustments. And our finding also concurs with the Hollow and Fullerton observation that professional analysts were not immune to the anchoring effects. And the third most important is the finding is the loss aversion, which is closely tied with the disposition effect. It says that investors are more sensitive to the losses than the gains. So the impact on investors is like causes reluctant to sell, losing shares and the winners, disposition effect. The Fossil and Berry in 2006 has also emphasized that aversion often leads to suboptimal behaviors like holding on to losing stocks in the hope of a rebound and selling and winning stocks permanently to the gains. And the next finding is the herd behavior. Another anomaly that is repeatedly, comes from the literature, where and it is this has been strengthened by the findings of Nosfinger and Sears in 1999, who says that institutional investors are also susceptible to the herd, especially during the periods of financial uncertainty. We can say that Lehman Brothers crisis and all that. Uh, and the tendency to follow the crowd, like nowadays we are calling it as a FOMO, fear of missing out, undermines the informed decision making and may result in the market bubbles or crisis. In summary, we also saw that the demographic variables such as age, gender, education, and experience do matter, but it shows varying degrees of influence on the specifically of the behavioral finance. For example, if you look at one of the recent studies, Baker 2019 found that male investors are more prone to overconfidence. In one of my papers on gender banking, we also found out that women directors have a relative risk. Maybe wait and watch program this thing, and we did a secondary data study based on the return on investment and the return on equity when we did it on the bank women directors in the banking sector. So of the findings reinforce the importance of the behavioral finance as a lens for interpreting market anomalies. And the last thought of us, with the scope for further study, I will conclude. We can primary data collection to impact each bias and explore the cross-cultural. I think bridging the worlds will give us a chance to explore the cross-cultural comparison and investigate the role of fintech, especially the robo-advisory platforms and the post-pandemic behavior, where we can see how the digital transformations have influenced the decision making for psychology. With this, I conclude my thoughts. As I said earlier, integrating behavioral insights with the traditional finance study reforms the importance of the holistic approach, combining finance and psychology. With this, I rest my case. And I am happy to say that yesterday only got my results. Me and my colleague Divesh sir were pursuing a MS psychology and I cleared with 73%. So with this, I think we are stepping on to combining the psychology as well as the finance. Over to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you very much.
for giving us an opportunity to present our initial thoughts.
Yeah, always welcome.
Thank you, sir.
I can say heartiest congratulations. What a beautiful way, what a meticulous way. Everything has point has been noted. And in advance, congratulations for the coming thing which you just now said and the 70% plus marks which you have got it. So really, it is a matter of great pride for us that we are able to get such a great preliminary where we are able to enrich our knowledge as well. And fantastic way you have put down the behavioral part, behavioral biases. Congratulations, Dr. Trisha, as well as to your colleague as well.
Dr. Nilesh. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Now we have Professor Karthikeyan. Then we have Professor Harnavjit Kaur. Then we have Professor Sibaram. Anyone from the list is ready with the presentation? Please let us know.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Dr. Sampurna Guha. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah. Please start.
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir. I'll start with my presentation. Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Just give me a second to share my screen.
Sure.
I hope the screen is visible, sir.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Before I begin, I thank Mextem University for organizing this wonderful conference and for giving me an opportunity in presenting my research paper in the area of inclusion and government policies. So, as we can see the title, Exploring the Barriers and Promoting True Inclusion in Education, Remediation Through National Policies and Legislations, presented by myself, that is Dr. Sampurna Guha, Assistant Professor in Amity Institute of Rehabilitation Sciences, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh. Thank you so much, session chairs, for chairing this session, and respected dear participants, and of course our fellow mates who are there in this online presentation. I regret I'm not able to open the webcam due to some technical difficulties. So I would request the permission from the session chair to continue without opening the webcam.
Please carry on. Please carry on.
Thank you so much, sir. A quick look at the introduction to this study. We all know that for the advancement of any society, education is very important. And it's also dictated by the educational aims, the goals, and the training system which has been adopted by that particular society. In our country, as well as in other nations across the globe, it's very important that all learners have or gain the right to access quality education, because quality education will help the learners to reach their full potential by pursuing their dreams and also achieving their aspirations and to the fullest. Now, in India, we have several national policies and legislations, especially over the last few decades. There are many landmark policies which have come up and they have been enforced, and they shape the inclusive practices beautifully. Inclusive education, as we all know, is a system of education where children with and without disabilities they study together. It's a rights-based approach, and the implementation of the measures mentioned in various legislations have led to the success of inclusive education in India. In fact, inclusion is seen, as shown in the diagram, is a culmination of various factors like participation, enjoyment, engagement with the learning content, collaboration between different stakeholders, and achieving to the fullest potential of the individual who is gaining the education. However, is true inclusion is what we are seeing. So we see from the researched reviewed literature that true inclusion is still a far cry from reality. And therefore, the present study becomes very important because there a detailed, in-depth analysis of various selected legislations have been carried out in this study, which aims to show the way forward towards achieving true inclusion. Now, what are the aims and objectives selected by the researcher for this present study? The study looks at the unique measures in the form of clauses laid down under each of the selected legislation, and tries to explore how these policies and legislations have tried to address the challenges of promoting true inclusion. The second objective or aim of the study looks at critical analysis of the reviewed literature, especially the targeted policies, and to identify the solutions offered by these national legislations and policies. And the third objective of the study is that the identified solutions are further grouped into several categories and subcategories, which help us to find out the way forward towards promotion of true inclusion. The research methodology adopted by the researcher is in depth review of literature and the study of government policies, legislations, and reports. The reviewed literature indicated some very critical areas which were challenging towards the promotion of true inclusion. Number one is lack of proper enforcement of inclusive policies and legislations. So we see through the reviewed literature that though we have beautiful policies and legislations already in place, but in many areas and many clauses, there is lack of proper enforcement. The second important challenge identified was special educators. They often lack the same status and pay scale, and they're often seen even to lack specific training. So, the special education area, especially the area where special educators involved, is something which is lacking at the current scenario. The third challenge observed was lack of clarity regarding the term inclusion itself. And the fourth challenge identified was less focus is felt on issues which are related to social security and additional benefits for persons with disabilities. So, this area often becomes a huge challenge. And lastly, a major challenge identified was what after me? Now, this is a question which is raised by the parents and the guardians of children with special educational needs. So, this area also needs to be further addressed as a thrust area. Now, moving on to the findings of this research, the solutions which have been identified from the selected legislations and policies have been grouped or categorized into the following categories: inclusive education, social inclusion, technological inclusion, physical inclusion, and effective implementation. Now, the first legislation or policy selected for this study was the Right to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009. Now, the salient features are it's a landmark law which has come up in our country, and it mandates the provision of FACE, that is free and compulsory education for all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years. In fact, for children with disability, it mandates education up to 18 years. It gives several special provisions which I have tried to highlight in this presentation. There are provisions for efficient governance. So there are key aspects highlighted in this particular act which help to support increased enrollment, increased retention, and completion of education. There are provisions for inclusive education, which also mandates the setting up of primary school within 1 kilometer and senior schools between 6 to 8 kilometers. There are provisions for accessibility, because we all know that barrier free education and barrier free access are very important aspects of inclusive education. So it talks about barrier free education and barrier free transportation, which also becomes a major point of concern. Then there are provisions for maintenance of standards. Now, for the first time, this act clearly mentions the pupil teacher ratio as 30:1. And it also supports the formation of basic infrastructural facilities in schools and educational institutions, like barrier free access to playgrounds, libraries, toilets, and drinking water facilities. And there's another key provision laid down under the 2012 amendment of the RTE Act, which has included children with special needs under the 25% economically weaker section criteria, which has been set up. And it also mandates that parents should be included as part of the school management committee, that is the SMC. So we see a number of special provisions are laid down by RTE. Then comes the Right of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. Now, this is the next legislation which has been taken up for this study, and we all know that it has replaced the Person with Disability Act of 1995. This is also another path breaking, innovative law which has come up in our country. And since 2016, for the first time, India is recognizing 21 types of disabilities. So that is itself a great shout out and a great moment of proudness for our country, because now we are recognizing more disabilities and giving lots of opportunities to persons who are having such disabilities, because it is getting recognized, and that too legally. And in this, if we see the 21 disabilities, they are further grouped into physical disability, which includes locomotor disability, visual impairment, hearing impairment, speech and language disability, intellectual disability. Now, for the first time, specific learning disability has been given a legal representation, and autism spectrum disorder has also come up in a big way, though it was already recognized. But with the recognition under RPWD Act 2016, both these disabilities are gaining greater prominence. And then mental behavior, which includes mental illness, and there are disability due to chronic neurological conditions, which include difficult conditions like multiple sclerosis and Parkinson's disease. Multiple disabilities, which include deaf blindness, and blood disorders have also been given importance, like hemophilia, thalassemia, and sickle cell disease. And there's a provision for any other disability also to be added. So this makes this act very dynamic and very intervened with inclusiveness. And there are several special provisions under this act as well, as found out from the reviewed literature and the in-depth review of the reports pertaining to this act. There are provisions for physical inclusion, there's provisions for social inclusion, there's even provisions for teacher training within this act. There are special provisions for benchmark disabilities. Now, benchmark disabilities are those individuals who have disability including in the range of 40% and above. There are provisions for technology inclusion in the form of assistive technology, and there are provisions for maintenance of minimum standards of education. And next, we move on to the next legislation which has been selected for the study, another very important and very core legislation, which is the National Education Policy, which recently came up in 2020. It has provisions for physical inclusion, and it mandates the provision of adequate resources in schools for promoting integration, establishment of resource centers, promotion of barrier free access to classrooms, playgrounds, drinking water, and toilet facilities. It also has special provisions for teacher training, like teacher training to be given especially for learners with learning disability, as mentioned in clause 6.14, requirement of additional special educators for specific subjects in higher education, as seen in clause 5.1, recruitment of special educators who are having cross disability training, as seen in clause 6.11, and it also aims to achieve a greater synergy between two very big organization apex bodies included in teacher training, that is NCTE, the National Council for Teacher Education, and the RCI, that is the Rehabilitation Council of India. Now, salient points from the NEP also includes that NEP is aiming to create a knowledge economy for the country, and it also focuses on the technological aspects by advancing digital and e-content. However, the reviewed literature clearly indicated a gap area, that there is absence of a proper framework and roadmap for fully utilization of the resources for persons with disabilities. So this becomes a major concern, especially when we talk about true inclusion. And there's also need for setting up quality accreditation bodies like the School Standards Authority. The NEP 2020 also talks about provision of assistive devices under all subjects and all school activities under clause 6.11. And for the first time, India is talking about bringing home based training at par with regular and special schooling, because home based training is very important for those children who are having severe and profound disabilities and are not able to attend special schools or mainstream schools, as seen in clause 6.12. And there's also provisions for guidance and training of parents through technology, through orientations, as seen in clause again 6.12. And there's also provisions for curriculum flexibility and the use of parak as an assessment system. Apart from that, NEP 2020 also goes a step ahead by saying that there is need to standardize Indian Sign Language and also aim at equalization of the educational opportunities for SEDGs, including CWDs, and bridging gaps across access, participation, and learning outcomes, three very core areas for promoting true inclusion. Now, if we do a quick comparison between these acts, we see that they build upon each other and each one of them has something unique to offer, which further adds to the beauty of these legislations, which India has been adopting from time to time. So, under provisions for inclusive education, as we can see on this particular slide, RTE Act, RPWD Act, and NEP 2020 all have very, very important and core points to suggest. RTE Act is looking after ensuring enrollment and retention. RPWD Act is also focusing on reasonable accommodation, whereas NEP 2020 is focusing on technology, focusing on teacher training, and also focusing on ECCE, which is early childhood care and education, making it more holistic. When we see provisions for physical inclusion and accessibility, when the researcher compared these three legislations, it was seen that RTE focuses on barrier-free access and transport, and a similar note was seen in RPWD Act, which also focuses on making buildings accessible and also accessible polling sites, whereas the NEP 2020 focuses on barrier-free educational and physical resources. And when we look at provision for maintenance of standards, RTE Act talks about the pupil-teacher ratio, as the researcher has already mentioned, whereas the RPWD Act talks about the schemes and the provisions, and the NEP 2020 talks about home-based training, the SSSA, and the Parak standards. So when I move on to the conclusion of this research, it is seen that still special educators and stakeholders, they lack skill training. There is absence of social and societal awareness towards Divyangjan, their rights, their abilities, and their capacity, despite such beautiful legislations, policies, and acts already in the public domain. Many educators responded in the research to review and in the reviewed literature that their school and organization are often seen to lack facilities needed for special needs children. There is limited choice for parents when they want to approach schools or home based training, and sometimes it is unfortunately seen that the school themselves shift the child to special school if they find a child with disability enrolled in the mainstream system. So this is very rare, but it still happens. And some of the key recommendations which emerge from this study is that there's a strong need to avoid narrow forms of interpretation of legislations and policies which support and promote inclusion. We need to work in a more collaborative and a more joint manner towards promotion of accessibility, not only in information access, transportation access, communication access, but also in the physical, social, and educational access through use of alternative technologies, Indian Sign Language, etc. And home based training, which is often overlooked, should be considered at par with other models of schooling available for CWDs, so that there's actually a gap which is bridged, just like this beautiful conference talks about bridging. So, an actual gap is bridged for children with special needs, and they also gain access to quality education. So, with this, I would like to end my presentation by saying a thank you for the patient listening by all the participants on board and by the session chairs. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well presented, as well as there are various learning points which we need to take care, as well as need to adopt in our life. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Sampurna
sir.
ma'am. Really
Thank
a
you, sir.
great presentation.
Thank you so much, sir, for the motivation. Thank you, sir.
Now we'll announce the next one. May I know anyone from the group is ready with the presentation? Dr. Deepak, sorry, Professor Deepak, Professor Ashwin.
Yes, sir. May I proceed?
Yeah, Professor Harnojit.
Yes, sir. Just give me a moment, sir. I'll just set up my screen.
Sure.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, board, for setting up our presentation. It is a great opportunity, and we have a nice conference, multi angled and multi-subject. So I thank everybody here on the panel and all my co-participants. Since I'm a teacher, I am working with the Grad School Sangrur. It's a kindergarten. Hence, my presentation is also on education for children. So is everybody able to see my screen?
Yes, yes, yes. Just make it a full screen, on a full screen mode.
Full screen.
Yeah, yeah. You have 5 minutes and
All right, I'll
make
make
it
it
short as
faster.
well as informative. Thank you.
So is it on full screen now?
No, you can continue.
You
All
can
right.
continue, not yet. You can continue.
All right. So my topic is on code switching. Basically, what is happening in schools is, since we are based in Punjab, a lot of teachers have been using the regional language for children. So my PhD, my topic is on the same thing. How is that helping students? So code switching is the phenomenon refers to practice of students and teachers switches between different languages during interaction within the classroom. This technique is mostly observed in bilingual or multilingual classrooms because in Punjab we have Punjabi, English as well as Hindi. So therefore we become multilingual region. Research explores the motivations impact of code switching on language learning academic performance. Aim of this research is to provide an overview towards directions of the future and future research. So my introduction is code switching in education refers to the alternating usage of more than one linguistic code in the classroom by participants. It is a dynamic tool that becomes a powerful tool for both educators and teachers while using in classroom practices. Teachers can build more effective learning environment for the students after understanding its advantages, considerations, and functions. Code switching can be used for various purposes like supporting various language learners because, as I said, we are multilingual, their grammar concepts are cleared, and their prior knowledge is added on. Enhanced communication by using code switching phenomenon, teachers within the classes can personally interact with students, which in turn creates a healthy environment of learning. Interpretation. Teachers within the class may switch to a first language of student for explaining the concept, which is not being understandable in the target language. Code switching in education. There are roles in enhancing learning, different ways the languages are switched, and the practices of alternating languages. Intersententional code switching. There are some times when we use different languages in different sentences. For example, I have written, I was going for a movie today, रास्ते में मुझे सोनिया मिल गई. So this is intersententional code switching in education system. It occurs when a teacher or student alternates between different types of languages. So the speaker starts speaking, switches to another language, complete utterance in new language, helps them express more fully, and there are varying proficiency levels. Now, types of code switching. There are intrasententional code switching as well. It consists of the use of phrases or words from one language within the sentence that is being created in another language. For example, I was going for a walk today and I met Sunita on the raste. So raste has been compromised for the word way. I met her on the way. So here we identify a sentence, recognize language shift, insert a foreign word or phrase, here meaning raste, maintaining sentence structure, demonstrating bilingual proficiency and clarifying the meaning. So the opposite person, he understood the meaning. And the third is tag switching. It refers to the insertion of tags or phrases from one language to pronouncement in another language. This is usually seen on screens and advertisements these days. For example, Dil Mange More. So the meaning of this Hindi phrase is heart wants more, is more used in English context. So this is the more hype these days in English language and in Hindi during ads. The cycle of tag switching in classroom engagement. The teacher initiates a topic, adds a tagline to it, and the student feels connected, the student feels engaged, and this encourages participation in the class. Hence, we feel that this is going positively. The code switching is going positively in school reasons. Reasons of code switching. Students and teachers may use code switching to manage the complex language problems, and it becomes beneficial for a variety of reasons like distinctiveness of topic, using technical terms from a foreign language when translate would prejudice the meaning, quoting, switches to the particular language quoted by the participant, Emotional expression, by using those languages that change mood or emotional. This we are usually seeing in the kindergarten when the student comes, he is crying or cranky, wants to go to the parents. We try to console the child in their mother tongue, which is usually Punjabi or Hindi. The child relates better with us. Now, functions of code switching. Explanation. Teachers can provide huge amount of information in different language to the students by using code switching. So they can use all three languages to explain the same concept. For example, maths. Clarification. Code switching is mostly beneficial in those cases when students are dealing with complex problems and trying to understand them. So explaining the same thing over and over makes the other people also understand the problem better, and they can also adapt to a new language. Engagement. Code switching creates interactive atmosphere for students during study. Expressing emotions, it allows students to express their ideas and thoughts in more authentic manner. Research shows that code switching is an effective tool for classroom education context. Study shows that when it is used properly in classroom, code switching can increase the engagement of students in classroom, elevate comprehension, and encourage positive learning environment. As a result, understanding the functions and types of code switching can authorize teachers to build more friendly and effective atmosphere for students in which they can use more than one language for studying. By utilizing the linguistic resources of their students, educators can encourage togetherness and improve deeper understanding of concepts in the classroom. So here I have my references, sir, the studies that I have used to understand and pick topic about code switching. So that is about my presentation. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to me and for giving me this opportunity, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You made it very short as well as to the point.
As
Thank you very
directed.
much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now we have Dheeraj, Professor Dheeraj, Professor Ashwin. Anyone from the team is ready? Right now, coming to the chapter number 1, that is first one. I request Professor Dr. Tushar Dagde to address the session as well as give their contribution to the education. Over to you, Dr. Tushar.
Good evening, sir. I'm very happy to be a part of your conference. First of all, let me congratulate all the participants for joining this interdisciplinary conference. This session was started brief by yourself, Dr. Kumar Datta. You're a very learned person, very well-known research person, very humble. So because of you, we are here, that everybody knows. On the behalf of Mahatma Phule uh, College and ECF, I take this opportunity to thank you, sir. On such a short notice, you have organized this wonderful interdisciplinary international seminar for us. Thank you very much. And we feel very proud to be part of your team. Secondly, this session has been firstly addressed by Dr. Rajput. Sir, your thoughts has enlightened us. Then Dr. Raghavan, followed by presentation of Dr. Shirsa, Dr. Sampurna, and now Navajot, Professor Navajot has also given a presentation. After listening the presentation, we really feel from various places when we hear various researches outcome, which is basically the every researcher want to highlight, showcase their research work. This wonderful platform given by you helps us particularly to understand what is happening in the world of research and education. Sir, in today's world particularly, I personally feel the role of AI changed the role of a teaching learning process also. Sir, not only just AI, but I want to specifically mention in the continuous demand of technology-based adoption create lots of challenges for every researcher, every teacher, and everybody. So to cope up with that particular thing in our education system, such type of conferences were organized. That is why take any governing body, they always motivates every institute, every college, every this learned think tank to share their thought processes in format of a conferences, seminar, workshop, trainings. And this is the right thing what you have given us particularly. I personally want to congratulate again all the participants on the behalf of ECF also, particularly Shri Jitendra Gilda sir is already there, and my all HODs, Professor Swapnil is there, Professor Sunil is there, and Professor Poonam madam is also there. I also want to cover Professor Meenal madam has covered the recent trends in the retail industry. Sir, very happy to hear all this presentation and being part of your team. And we will always feel pride and honor to be a part of an academic partner for your conferences. Sir, thank you very much, because I am also eager to hear all the research presentations. Near about 15 presentations are there. And like we also want to hear it. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity. On the behalf of Mahatma Phule College and ECF, I say thank you to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for giving the insights. And now I request Dr. Hemant Thawe, sir, to share his thoughts.
Dr. Hemant, you are on mute. Dr. Hemant, you are on mute.
Sir, now okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I am going to share a PPT. How AI is reshaping pharmacy and personalized medicine. In a very short time, we cover. Introduction. The artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the field of pharmacy and personalized medicine, offering unprecedented capabilities to enhance the drug discovery, means the formation of novel drug molecules, optimize medication management, and tailor treatments to individual patient needs. Here is a detailed look at how AI is reshaping these critical areas of healthcare. The artificial intelligence in pharmacy transforming processes and patient care. AI is being integrated across various aspects of pharmacy practice nowadays, leading to increase the efficiency, accuracy, and improve the patient outcome. Some key applications: drug discovery and development. The AI algorithms analyze vast data sets of biological, chemical, and clinical information to identify potential drug candidates, predict their efficacy and safety, and even repurpose existing drug for new therapeutic uses, means for novel drug delivery system, just like cancer and challenging psoriasis and many diseases we suffering. 80% world populations still suffering from many chronic diseases. This significantly accelerates the drug discovery process, reducing the time and cost associated with the bringing new medications to the market. This is the main advantage of the AI nowadays. For instance, AI can predict molecular interactions, helping researchers design better drugs in structural activity relationship. I identify ideal candidates for clinical trials, clinical trial optimization, medication management and adherence, pharmaceutical supply chain and inventory management, automation in pharmacies, regulatory compliance and drug safety, and virtual pharmacist and AI chatbots. The AI-powered virtual assistants and chatbots can provide medication counseling, answer patient queries, and improve accessibility to pharmaceutical information, especially in the remote areas of the India. AI in personalized medicine, tailoring treatments to individuals. The personalized medicine aims to tailor medical decision, practices, and products to individual patients based on their unique genetic makeup, medical history, lifestyle, environmental factors. The AI plays a crucial role in analyzing the vast amount of data which are required for this approach. For example, genomic analysis. The AI algorithms analyze an individual genetic information with the help of software, bioinformatics, pharmacoinformatics, science finder for drug discovery. The AI which it will be more helpful to develop a new medicine in a very short time. Disease susceptibility, select targeted therapies based on the genetic markers, that is biomarkers or rapid biomarkers, even forecast the likelihood of treatment success or adverse reaction. Means the huge scope of AI nowadays. Pfizer and Dr. Reddy's or AstraZeneca, these companies still applying the AI. This allows for the development of personalized medicines that target the underlying genetic factors of patient condition. Integration of the multi-omics data. AI can integrate and analyze various types of biological data, including genomics, proteomics, and metabolomics, along with real-world data from electronic health record, wearable devices. This comprehensive view provides a holistic understanding of the patient health, enabling more accurate diagnosis and personalized treatment plans in innovation of healthcare system. The treatment personalization, AI algorithms analyze patient data, patient centricity, patient compliance to identify the most suitable treatment options, including drug dosages and therapy regimens tailored to an individual unique needs. This can be lead to more effective treatment with fewer side effects. Disease prediction and prevention, enhanced diagnostic precision, drug repurposing for personalized treatments. AI can identify new therapeutic uses for existing drugs that based on an individual generic and molecular profile, offering personalized treatment options more rapidly and cost effectively. Clinical trial matching for personalized therapy. This diagrammatic representation, it clearly indicates that the big pharma companies still implementing AI. Means in the initial time of the conference, the Dr. Bela Var sir and Dr. Rajput sir and Dr. Kumar Datta sir has told to us that our conference has been conducted on the bridging world, means connecting the world, and it is very clearly seen that there is a big lacuna between the academia and industry. So in the pharma industry, now recently the Pharmacy Council of India has revised the syllabus based on the industry, means the incorporation of AI and ML into the pharmacy industry practices. Okay, in quality assurance, in drug regulatory affairs, in pharmacovigilance, in clinical trials, means for creating the job opportunities, and student can easily get a job on their own shoulder to develop a skill, technical skill, means, and to reduce the manpower. The industry right now cutting the manpower because of AI implementation. The development of AI platform for drug discovery, clinical trials, manufacturing. Sanofi, Pfizer, Novartis, and Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Bristol Myers Squibb, BMS, Bayer. These are core multinational pharma companies. Core. Still, these companies using for new chemical entity and new biological entity, drug discovery, new isolation of the new molecule. I'm not taking much time. And second is the challenges of implementing AI in pharmaceutical fields. Challenges of implementing AI in the pharmacy. Then future direction of AI in pharmacy. The future direction of AI in the pharmacy. Conclusion of the presentation is AI is rapidly transforming both pharmacy and personalized medicine by enabling more efficient processes, enhancing the accuracy of diagnosis and treatment. Because many hospitals, many patients, many doctors facing the challenges how to resolve the issues. how to cure the patients from many diseases. We have seen the in COVID, in vaccines, drug, or many diseases still coming. Means the bridging the gap between the academia and industry, and same bridging the gap between the pharmacist and doctors, clinicals, and industry also. So AI is, which can very much helpful for leading the pharmaceutical quality, efficacy, safety. So AI technology continues to evolve. Its impact on this field is expected to grow even further, paving the way for a future of more precise, effective, and patient-centered healthcare. So thank you to Honorable Chairman and Managing Director of Maxtime University, Dr. Kumar Datta sir, for giving me this opportunity in a very short time. We had covered this topic, and my presentation also will come at the end of session. We'll cover that. So
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, we agree that how we bridge the world between the academic, patient, AI, as well as how the healthcare industry works. I think this is a lovely topic for Professor Rajput sir, right, sir?
100% right, 100%. What he said is correct. And because the new curriculum is going to be started from the next year, and we all are working to how to ensure that the AI should be enabled across, and how the people, the current team should be learning about the AI, because AI is going to help, it will be doing the augmented work where the people will have the efficiency, efficacy, and also the time, less time, where you can provide the things in a much better way and a bigger way. So I always say that AI is always a boon, it's not a bane. And if we start adopting it, then we can make a difference. It is not in pharma, but in every industry where today the world is going to be there.
And Dr. Rajput sir, my request, you are a global pharma leader, and heartiest congratulations, you author for the new books, and I got message
I know.
during the process, and great sir, great privilege, and hats off you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I need your guidance. Once conference is, tomorrow Sunday I will call and okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
anytime,
very
sir.
much.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime.
I request all the researchers to post their presentation in our group so that we can understand, can learn, and we definitely will read it once we get that time. Thank you, sir. Anyone from the attendee remain for the presentation? The forum is open. Yeah, now coming to the concluding the entire conference, the proceedings.
Sir, I have presentation for 5 minutes. Can I actually I have given this keynote speaker presentation, but I have one. I will take only 5 minutes.
Sure.
Already I have PPT.
Yeah. Make it to 3 minutes.
Only 5 minutes. Very important topics. Psoriasis regarding. Definitely. I developed the new formulation, my individual projects. So psoriasis.
Yeah.
Herbal drug. Yeah, please, sir. Thank you. Not take much more, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Polyherbal nanogel for treatment of psoriasis. We have developed the herbal nanogel formulation in the form of nanocarriers with the support of lipids. Psoriasis, everyone know, the chronic autoimmune skin condition is a autoimmune disease, psoriasis, antigen antibody complex. Already through our means the tissues, cells, and antigen and antibody, the skin pigmentation, melanocyte stimulating hormone. In a short time, I'm taking up the normal skin and psoriasis. This diagram it represent the figure number 1. It very clear that the normal skin and psoriasis, the plaque and scale formation and inflamm in the psoriasis. Psoriasis and normal skin, there is a difference in between the hair follicles and sebaceous and sweat gland. Nowadays, in the summer days, the sweat evaporation. Okay, the loss of salt and water through our sebum means our sweat evaporation. Okay, the scales and inflammation plaque only. And the history, the psoriasis in the old age, in the geriatric patient, after 60 age also, it can be found. Psoriasis in the middle age also, 30 to 50 in between, 30 to 45. Psoriasis in 18th century, the situation was, okay, I will show you which are the drug prescribed that time. And psoriasis in the 19th century, psoriasis in the 20th century, psoriasis disease therapy throughout the history, and treatment in 19th century, which was the drug a doctor has prescribed to the patient. And in the 20th century, psoriasis treatment, and 21st century also, current is the future. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Disease is a rapid buildup of skin cells. Psoriasis is a chronic autoimmune disease. Okay, so etiology of psoriasis, the study of disease. 3 factors are responsible for the initiation and proliferation of the disease. Initiation and proliferation of the disease. These are the responsible factors. First is immunocells, immunological cell, that is T cell, T lymphoma. And T lymphoma means acidophil, basophil in the blood. In the blood, 3 types: white blood corpuscle, red blood corpuscles, and platelets. So generally in the white blood corpuscle, जो सफेद पेशी होता है ब्लड की, वो वाली. Then genetic factors, chromosomes, environmental factor, UV rays that also cause psoriasis, heat, thermal, okay, sun ray, okay, and ozone like that, okay, mechanical injury, chemical injury, prescribed drug, some drug also drug interaction cause, that is adverse drug reactions, okay, side effect. Smoking, it also cause psoriasis sometimes. This diagram, please, my request to everyone, kindly see the diagram. Figure 2 is a plague. There are types of psoriasis: plague psoriasis, then Goutte psoriasis, okay, then inverse psoriasis, erythrodermic psoriasis. Different parts of the body, different region of the body. Then pustular psoriasis, okay, the backside of our feet, like. Then nail psoriasis. Nail psoriasis also recently, the novel psoriasis. Recently it come. Okay, and that psoriasis occurring on the nail, it cause loss of nails in the rural area of the India. Recently in Vidarbha also, some cases was found. And what is the objective of today's study, our research study? The traditional treatment for psoriasis, such as topical creams, topical external application on the skin, creams, paste, ointments. Okay, ointment is always expensive than the gel. So that's why we have developed the gel. It is very inexpensive and cheap, because in India, no one can reach. Poverty also, 60% India democracy. Oral medications may be effective, but also have potential side effect. Herbal remedies have been used for the centuries, because the cost of analysis, processing cost, as compared to generic, as compared to core pharmaceutical industry, the herbal industry, processes takes a long time, but cost is less. Okay, means the raw material cost, and I'm not explaining right now. Herbal, then advancement in nanotechnology have led to development of herbal nanogel formulation. Our formulation is nanogel, novel, that offers several advantages over traditional herbal remedies.
Sure.
Only 3 slides still pending.
Please.
These are the generic drugs. Doctor prescribing Apremilast, brand name, tablet dosage form is a tablet. Okay, I'm not explaining one by one. Only the dosage form I am showing. Tablet. First in the 18th century, tablet was available. In 19th century also, tablet was available. Ointment, cream, capsule, injection, injectable, powder for injection, okay, capsule. These are the common dosage form. It gives less efficacy as compared to nanogel herbal formulation. These are the biotechnology-based drug recently came in the market. Bimekizumab, risankizumab, that is glycoprotein receptor antagonist, GLP, glycoprotein receptor antagonist, because in that there is a presence of immunoglobulin, antigen, antibody, gamma, alpha, beta, like that. So these are the drugs, and these are our study results. We have taken the curcumin, halad, everywhere haldi powder is available, aloe vera, and neem, that is Azadirachta indica. ओके, एजाचिता इंडिका, जो अभी धूप काले में सबसे ज्यादा अपने को छाव देती है, अगर पेड़ के नीचे रहती है तो वो पेड़, दैट इज नीम का पेड़, have been shown to exhibit anti-inflammatory and strong immunomodulatory pharmacological action, strong, potent, which will be useful within the treatment of psoriasis. This is our polyherbal nanogel formulation. This study is required to decide the efficacy, safety of these details, as well as optimal dosing, duration of the treatment, potential side effects. Conclusion of the research work: the pharmaceutical nanogels are increasingly being used because they provide controlled release. Why we gone for nanogel preparation? Nanogel preparation ही क्यों बनाया? Reason ये है कि they provide the control release and more stable than other semi-solid dose form. Other semi-solid means comparative to, what is the comparative evaluation between the gel, ointment, paste, cream? So gel is more superior as compared to oil percentage. The water percentage is more in the gel, because but feasibility study is also important. Stability study also, what we have already done that study. So our preparation formulation is more stable. By improving the skin capacity to absorb medication, topical nanogel raises the bioavailability. Bioavailability means it gives a good biological pharmacological action. Okay, and means after administration through the topical, it reaches to the systemic circulation and it gives a, or it elicits a pharmacological action. So it has a high rate of patient acceptability. When the bioavailability of another medication administration method is lower, the topical distribution is usually selected. Topical nanogel is a safe, effective therapy choice for the skin related disorder according to clinical data. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. And overall, the herbal nanogel formulation represent a promising area of the research for the treatment of psoriasis and may offer a safe and effective alternative or adjunct therapy to conventional treatment. And this research work summarizes the present state of information for the herbal nanogel formulation role in the treatment of psoriasis and their future perspectives. So thank you, Honorable Dr. Kumar Datta sir, Dr. Rajput sir, Dr. Tushar sir, Dr. Belur sir, and entire all presenter, authors, faculties, respected all keynote speakers. Thank you for your motivation, continuous motivation, guidance, support, and blissful blessing for closing my this presentation. So thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Really a insightful story about how this pharmaceutical nanogel technology we can use for the betterment of the patients. Thank you very much. Now coming to the concluding the session, it's a very interesting one. I request all the participants to post their presentation in the common group, as well as send their papers at the earliest. Those who have finished up, they can send it on our email address, as well as they can send in the group also. Thank you very much. With this kind note, I am most thankful to all keynote speaker, as well as for the presenters for joining us. We'll share the certificates and the rest of the things in a day or two. With this kind note, with the permission from all, shall I end the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You can,
Thank
sir.
you.
And thank you so much, and thanks to all the research people who have presented it, and very well it has been described. So now the journey is started, and we are waiting for many more research presentation in the coming time, so that we should learn and we should make the difference, which is very, very important for our Bharat. Thank you once again, Kumar Dutt sir, for organizing such a wonderful and great conference based on the research.
Thank you very much. Welcome. With the permission from all the participants, I am ending the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.